Hello, my friends. This is Meir. I'm just after a short and small YouTube live that I made, and this will be broadcast right after you see the YouTube live. So it's good for you to take a look at few parts of the YouTube where I'm talking about how you loosen yourself up when you sit and when you work. And I was explaining that we have two main enemies to our back, and that is the chair we sit on and the shoes we walk with. Shoes on cement are jarring. That's why I feel so good when I bathe in the ocean and walk on the beach. Chair is very stiffening. And we need to stand and stretch every 20 minutes. And the best way to stand and stretch is to do what I've shown on the YouTube clip. And this is to hold your leg, look upwards, push your chest forwards, and bring the leg back. Aging is an important topic. Many people in my age died. In fact, younger than me died. It was common in the 50s of last century to die in your 60s. It was common right now to die in the 70s. I'm feeling good enough that I could say I'm far from dying, although you never know. But I feel young, I feel fit, capable, full practice, and that's a good feeling. So the first thing we have to know is one thing that punishes us in life is addiction to the food we always like to eat. When we're addicted to it, like for example, to chocolates and chips and other kind of food, and we can't stop it, we weaken our body. So addiction is number one. Number two is allowing our body to get stiffer and stiffer. And I know I have somebody in his 60s now with knee problem, and when I tell him to move his foot in rotating motion, it feels like a no exercises until he does it for 30 or 40 times, and all of a sudden, this person who was very athletic feels that his muscles became very weak and his ankle is very stiff. And that is because of his job, sitting on a desk all the time. So one thing that we should really understand that we weaken ourselves. We have to always do the opposing movements to the ones we always did. And we always want to build up muscles that were stiff, that were weak. So the stiff muscles are the opposing muscles of the one that were weak. But where there is stiffness, opposite than that, there is weakness. The shin muscles of most people, the tibialis anterior, are weak. The extensor digitorum are weak. We have to start and use muscles we never used before to support our knees. That will support our hips. That will support our back. And it's something that I always tell people. Even the toe muscles affect your neck. So one of the main things that I want to say is don't become stiff. And remember that we have many muscles we don't use. Most of them we don't use. And start to think, for example, lifting your legs sideways. Well, those abductors are hardly ever being used. Lifting your leg inwards, we hardly use them as well. That's why we need to start and use what we normally don't. That is something that most people don't understand because they tense the muscles that they always use. And that's why I wrote my book that will be published probably at the beginning of next year or at the end of this year, Taking Back Your Back. Because the last thing in the world you want to do is take painkillers that simply numb the pain, but also hurt your body, makes your nervous system more sluggish, and you don't want to do surgery if you can help it. So the important thing for me to say, my friends, work with my webinars. You have the last few days opportunity to get them for a good price. Work with my book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing. And hopefully you work with my future book, Taking Back Your Back. And the most important thing is, it is fun to move, and life is movement. I've seen the opposite. When people are not moving much, it makes their body much worse. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends. Blessings, Meir.